Are you unhappy in your life? Or maybe not unhappy, but just there's this general low level sense of dissatisfaction. If you've ever felt like that, well, you're not alone. There are millions of people all over the world that experience the same thing. In this video, I'm firstly going to explain why we have those feelings, and secondly, how through some very, very simple techniques and devices, you can change and be much, much happier and more content in your life. And interestingly, the answer is the polar opposite of what you think it is. We're in a culture where you are constantly being told you are not good enough, that you are lacking in some way, and that the answer to your issue is either in something like some material thing, or that the answer is coming in the future. Let me give you an example. In our education system, we are told that if we work really hard and we're really good and we keep our head down, that one day we will get the right exams. And once we've got the right exams, we're then told if we're really, really good, we can go to university or college and we study very hard and we're a really good boy or a really good girl, that one day we will get the right exams to get a really good job. And then we get the really good job and we're told if we work really hard and we keep our head down, that we can get a promotion and then a pay rise and then a vacation and then maybe another promotion and then a partner and possibly a relationship with children and possibly a house and then a bigger house and a nice car and a nicer car, on and on and on until we retire. So we never actually arrive anywhere. We are just constantly being encouraged to believe that the answer is coming in the future. And fundamentally, this makes us deeply unhappy, that we're never satisfied with what we've got and we're always looking for something else. There is this desperate feeling of lack in many of us, and we believe the answer is in education and career and money. But no matter how much money we have, how good the career is, there is still this void within us. And weirdly enough, the more we get, the bigger the void gets. I don't need to tell you, it's all over social media. We are consistently being bombarded with this idea that we are not good enough. We need this face cream, this relationship, we need these clothes, this car, this vacation, on and on. And we are utterly bombarded with that and exposed to it more and more and more. So again, an idea that we are lacking, and somehow by acquiring stuff, we will be well and happy and fulfilled. And of course, we never are. It's not only in education and it's not only in social media, it's in our whole culture. Our whole culture is based on this idea. It's in absolutely everything. And possibly we decide, well, it must be a spiritual path we're looking for. I know that's what I did. I decided the answer for me was finding happiness in meditation. And I studied all over the world. I traveled everywhere. I was in meditation centers and yoga retreats and monasteries all over the world. And I sat and I ground my teeth to try and find this thing called happiness. And I'd go and I'd find, there were these moments where I did find stillness, where I did find happiness, but they were fleeting. They were really fleeting moments. And I'd go and see my teacher, and he or she would say, well, that's great, Tobin, but the reason why you're not able to sustain it is because you're not coming on and off retreats and you're not coming on and off workshops. And it was exactly the same thing. I believe that human beings are all seekers. Whether you are an emotional seeker, a relationship seeker, a material seeker, or a spiritual seeker, there is this endless idea that what you have is not good enough and you must strive in order to acquire the thing you want. On and on it goes. By the way, if you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, could you please like it and subscribe? And so the revelation for a spiritual person like me was the recognition that this patterning, this thing that desires more or something else, is absolutely in the meditation world too. And so the answer isn't in that either. The answer isn't in acquiring more retreats and more workshops and sitting more. The fact that I can touch my toes, or I can do this asana, or I can sit for 4 hours, or I can quiet my mind a little bit is not the answer. The answer is not in those things. So what is the answer? Well, interestingly, the answer is to not try and get something else. The answer is, for example, within meditation, is not to think that you have to get something in order to be free and happy. The answer is the revelation, the shocking revelation for me in any case, that the answer was what I already had. That actually meditation was purely pointing to that which I already was, that the thing that I was seeking, that I thought I'd lost, that I had to gain through a spiritual practice, had never been lost and had never disappeared. It had always been with me. And underneath all the confusion, underneath all the thinking, underneath all the chaos of life, there is always this stillness, always. Even now, in my words, underneath the words, there is a quiet stillness. Even if you're standing in Fifth Avenue, or halfway up the Eiffel Tower, or on a boat cruise on the Thames, or surfing, or painting a picture, or whatever you're doing, underneath it, there is already this innate stillness. And when I say innate, I mean it is your inheritance. It is the thing you already are. And our culture has educated and distracted us out of that which we already are, or already have, into an idea in our head that we are lacking and not good enough and need to improve or need self-development. I really don't like that word. But the idea that we need to self-develop, that we need to self-inquire in order to be better, when actually you already are beautiful and perfect as you are. And really your well-being and happiness does not come by acquiring a new skill, or acquiring a new thing, or acquiring a new relationship, or acquiring a new job. Your well-being and happiness comes from fully embracing what you are now. And I mean right now. It is the gorgeous, beautiful thing about you, and the slightly unattractive, wobbly thing that you don't like the world to see. It is fully embracing all of that, instead of trying to perfect or trying to meditate your way out of the things you don't like about yourself, or self-develop your way out of things you don't like about the world. It is about fully embracing right here and right now. That is the key. So how do you do that, Toby? It all sounds terribly grandiose, doesn't it? But actually it's very, very simple. The reminding comes from tomorrow morning. When you wake up, before you grab your phone, you sit on the end of your bed and you feel your body breathing for 3 breaths. Or when you take a cup of coffee at your local coffee bar, you don't just knock it back, you actually feel the weight of lifting that cup. Or when you're going for a run, you really feel what your body feels like when you're running. And you have all experienced this. That's the other thing to say. Not only can you remind yourself through practice, but also remind yourself you already have experienced this. If you've ever looked into your child's eyes, if you've ever stood on a surfboard, if you've ever rock climbed, if you've ever painted, if you've ever made love to your partner, if you've ever really tasted that coffee, if you've ever sat and watched the sun go down, anything, you will have experienced this. And so meditation is about recalling that which you already know. It is not about acquiring something else. It is absolutely inherent within you right here and right now.